Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make.
Hey guys, Tony the Soy Sauce Assassin. It is Sunday, and like I mentioned yesterday, we're gonna maybe have a review today because I can't wait to smoke this. I really don't want to wait until next week. So we smoke it today, I guess. I guess that's how you gotta work, you know? That's how we're gonna work. Hey Anderson, hey Kat, hey Juan, and Sherry, and Brad, and Jeff. So yeah, today, Davidoff, Winston Churchill, limited edition 2022, Camp Perfecto cigars. I think, number one, I want to say that this thing is kind of like slap in the face because Winston Churchill is known to like long cigars, and then you make tiny cigars, right? It doesn't make sense. So, but it looks pretty sexy. So I'm gonna, I don't regret buying the box. And it is limited 12,300 cigar boxes, and it's got my number is 7,080. Oh, you can see it. Yeah, 7,084. All right, so unboxing. The cap, paper. Inside a like typical cloth thing. They usually use white cloth. This time they use black cloth. So not too bad. You take it out. You get this nice box of cigar. Like, okay, this box is $340. 300 something. $340, I think. Yeah. 10 cigars, $34 each. And majority goes to decoration. I can tell you that for sure. Right? We have wooden box with the dotted leathery design, but it's not leather, it's wood. Okay. Bottom, velvet bottom. You get these glass hardware. I actually like these more than the middle flap thingy. Okay. It's got some closed feel to it. Nice joints. And WSC Winston Churchill, right? And let's see if there's anything else other than that. Obviously handmade in the DR, and inside a very strong joint here. So for those people who want to like display it, I guess it will stay open. And we have the cigars here. Very sexy color. I look at a lot of pictures, and they have a lot of pictures of this, and it's actually really, really sexy for me. Like I like it. And it comes with the letter right here. So let's see what the letter says. Hopefully it says, hey, you just win 10 more cigars. Okay, here it goes. The letter says, so cold in here today. January 2022, my dear fellow Davidoff lover, this is a cigar to be truly relished in whatever company you find yourself in, and whatever is being debated or disputed. The fine qualities of this limited edition, created to celebrate the statesman facet of Winston Churchill's character, are something everyone will be able to agree on. Randolph S. Churchill. Now I don't understand why like they have like such a big gap in here, and like again, when you're saying celebrate Churchill, Churchill likes long big cigars, and then you give him a Perfecto. Given that this Perfecto is huge, this Perfecto is quite big. Right, so these Perfectos are actually quite big for its size. So yeah, I can see it, but you know, Churchill is not Churchill unless it's Churchill, right? Would you guys agree with that? Churchill is not Churchill unless Churchill. Sierra LVS. What is that? So in comparison, let's grab some cigars for comparison. So I don't have another Perfecto here at the moment to show you how big of a difference. So you'll just have to kind of imagine it. Oh my god. Imagine it. All right. There is serial number. Oh, okay. So this is a Robusto Gordo from Casa Cueva, and this is the Perfecto. So the Perfecto was big. This is the Liga 10 Toro. It's still bigger than Liga 10 Toro. And Liga 10 is 6x52, so I would say this is about 54, 6x54 ish, tapered. Right. This is the Davidoff Special T, which is significantly thinner, right? Significantly thinner for a regular Toro. So yeah, so you can kind of get an idea of how big this thing is. But it's still a Perfecto, and Perfectos are big, in my opinion. So it doesn't tell the full story of a Churchill. You know, a Churchill's long 2-hour cigar. I told my wife I'm just gonna be here for like an hour because I think that's about hour and a half or something like that. So look at the hardware on here. I like that because I had the extra knob that keeps it closed. You know, so you know it's closed and it clock, so it's not gonna go anywhere. So I actually like this box. It has weight to it too. It's got some weight to it. Of course, take one out, put it back in the box, in the humidor, and never to be seen again. That's how it works, right? That's how it works. How it works. So, you know, to be honest, if we were to do a Winston Churchill cigar, we should be drinking, because Winston Churchill is famous for drinking too much and smoke too much. But I haven't had dinner yet, and I have a really light lunch, so I did not think that I wanted to drink. So I have some coffee, sweet coffee, just in case I feel sick, and that's what we're gonna go with today. All right, ashtrays, clean out the ash, and let's look at this cigar. This cigar is definitely bigger than the usual Perfecto, in my opinion. It's fatter. It's got that commanding size to it. You know, it feels significant in the hands, but it feels, it feels like a big cigar, but you know it's not that big, because it's taper, right? If you take a part of this and put it right here, you barely got a Toro. So, cotton light, let's go. Yeah, the band is big. I wish I had another Winston Churchill here to show you guys. Churchill in here? Are you Churchill? Oh, they are not. Oh, no Churchill to show you guys. But you can tell, like, this band had a significant biggerness to it. I don't know how to biggerness. Something that's bigger. Try to find where the end of that cap is, because I don't feel like this cap is big. Cap is very small. Okay. All right. Light it up. That's a fat puppy. Yeah, it's quite big. It's going. It will get it off. Okay. Maybe I should. Okay. Um. Let's see. I want to get you guys the size. Okay, it is 5 7/8, 5 7/8 by 61. It's a really weird size. 5 7/8 by 61. It says only 5,000 boxes of 10 were made, but I guess it lied because it says way more than that, right? Obviously, you guys saw 12,300. So somebody lied somewhere. Somebody lied somewhere. Okay. It tastes with almost no difference to a regular Winston Churchill, really. Okay. So they call this a double perfecto. It's not even a perfecto, it's a double perfecto. It's Ecuadorian wrapper over a Mexican San Andreas binder with 5 different long filler tobacco varietals. Okay. The 3 of the filler are from Dominican Republic, while the other 2 came from Condega and Esteli. Now, in terms of flavor, in terms of flavor, um, it's got a lot of black pepper, but it comes up slowly. The black pepper comes up really slowly, and it literally will go through your nose. It just comes up and it goes through your nose, and then you get this really deep oak flavor. A lot of oak. And maybe walnut or something like that. What walnut than peanut? I guess walnut. And that's pretty much it. Pepper, oak, and maybe some sort of nuts. But it's very strong flavor, and you like it. If you gotta smoke this with a bourbon, I can see. Rum, I can see. Beer, not so much. Coffee, I can tell you right now because I'm drinking coffee. Okay, not the best. I wouldn't say go out in there and get a Starbucks to go with this. It's probably not that good because Starbucks is very sweet. If you have some like really dark roasted, bold espresso, I can see it. That's fine. But other than that, I don't think you want to go with tea. I don't think you want to go with soda. I don't think soda is gonna taste good with this. It doesn't even go together. It does not even go together. So I can taste the cigar separately from the Coke. Is it good? I don't know. So far, okay. I mean, it feels like a Winston Churchill, and in terms of price range, it's not too much from Winston Churchill, right? Let's see how much a Winston Churchill costs today, right? Today, on their own website. Of course, every other place that you go is slightly different. So let's see how much Davidoff sells their Winston Churchill today. Right? So this is the $34 cigar. The original Winston Churchill is $22.50. And I want to find a bigger size, right? Toro. Here we go. Toro. Toro is about 22 as well. About 22. Okay. So this is $10 more. But in terms of the size, I'll say this is slightly bigger than a Churchill in a way. This is why I tell you guys, like, sometimes I feel like the price is majority of the box. Because if you look at the Winston Churchill box, the slide open box. I have one to show you guys. This was converted to obviously a cigar box, to an ashtray. But this is a standard Winston Churchill box. So when you compare this box, which is just slide open, or the inside, because that's not originally in here, it was converted into a ashtray. You can tell that where that extra money went to. Extra money went to making those boxes, making the outside paper, making the inside that towel cloth, and then the hardware on there instead of just recycled woods, right? So that's what the money went to. Can I understand it? Is that what the extra $100? Yes and no. I mean, if you look at this, okay, a box of 20 is 426, right? So half that is 213. 213, you added another $100 something to the limited quality, limited quantity. So, I mean, in terms of the tobacco that's used, I think it's pretty much the same. I think it's the same tobacco. And I'm expecting a transition because the original Winston Churchill has a lot more flavor profile. It has this a little bit of like sweetness to it. There's a little bit of leatheriness to it. There's a few other flavor that supposed to be in here. Right now, all I taste is wood and nuts. So in comparison to the older one at 54 gauge, 6 inches, I would say that you actually bought a bigger cigar than Toro in a way, right? In a way. So I will see if this transitions to something better. At the moment, I can see where the price is, but I don't think it's $100 worth of conversion and all that stuff, right? Only difference is that when you make more of something, it gets cheaper, right? So if I was to make a 1,000 of those old standard box, and then all of a sudden say I'm gonna rank up my production and make 10,000. That 10,000 could possibly get very close to that 1,000 price. So if you only gotta make 10,000 bucks of these, yeah, I can see how the expense goes up and everything, but I don't know. It's gotta go $100 per box. Okay, I got a little bit more. I would say cedar. So aside from oak, you got a little bit cedar as well. The pepper, it's not as aggressive anymore. It's still there. The burn so far, okay. Usually the perfecto, sometimes it doesn't want to burn evenly because you like the tip, right? And as it burns, some part has more, some part has less. It doesn't want to burn evenly. Now, granted, there's still wavy. It's still okay for a perfecto. I would say that's okay because the way tobaccos are like lined up, ear shape and pressed down. Some part of it is gonna be thicker than the other. It tastes good. It tastes real good. Actually, this cigar reminds me of the one I reviewed yesterday. The one I reviewed yesterday was Rebar, and it has some of the familiar taste. It's got the woodiness. It's got a little bit. No, well, this one is not as earthy, but that San Andreas wrapper flavor is there, right? So I think the Rebar was stronger in terms of that San Andreas taste. It's got a little bit of fermentiness. This one is just woodsy. Now, does it look badass if I go out there and smoke like that? I think so. I think so. The draw is fine. It's fine to me. I mean, I like this. Davidoff usually don't give me any draw issues, so like there's nothing to talk about the draw. The flavor, yeah, is not bad. Like I say, it's very close to any other Winston Churchill, with the exception of the original. The original Winston Churchill has a lighter, more sustainable flavor. This one has a more bolder flavor in a way. So yeah, if you use Winston Churchill as base, like the original Winston Churchill, to this limited edition, there is a slight difference. There is a slight difference for that. Like I would say this is a little bit more concentrated. Strength right now is lighter than the medium, so mild plus. Okay, now I'm getting that little bit of what do you call that? Berry sweetness aroma. I can smell it, but I can't really taste it. I can smell it. When the smoke comes out, I can kind of smell that mixed berry kind of smell to it. And so if I take a wood branch with like some berry and toss it in the fire and burn it, that's probably how it smells like. Okay. Now I'm not saying that whole branch is all berries, just some berry. The smell is pleasing. I like the smell. In fact, smoking this cigar actually made me feel like yesterday's cigar is actually pretty good. When I didn't think about that yesterday, when I smoked the Rebar, it's very, in my opinion, one-dimensional, but that's what El Lancero is supposed to do. Give you that flavor you want and nothing else. But now that I smoke something more complex, I get to remember yesterday's flavor and I get to appreciate a little bit more. So yeah, if you like this kind of flavor, you will definitely like the Rebar. However, I don't think the Rebar has this much transition, this much other flavor. The nuttiness, the fruity sweet, a little bit of cedar, a little bit of leatheriness. It's not as complex. I mean, what do you expect? This thing is this thick, and the Rebar is like, right? So yeah, you can tell, like, if you like San Andreas flavor, That cigar would be great. That cigar is awesome, right? And I did think about, it's like, maybe I should send it to Martin and have him review it and all that stuff. But then I realized that Martin's in Texas. He could just go and grab it. Save me the shipping. Yeah, he can do that. All right. I'm not even close with the first 30 yet. We're 27 minutes in. Take away 5 minutes, about 22 minutes in. And we're almost 1/3. So this cigar is gonna give me about an hour or so. About an hour or something. So yeah, if you've got time, stick around. If not, you can always fast forward later. I mean, I don't plan to have a guest on this particular one. I wanted to finish this and get on with it. I know once I start talking with another guest, we'll be here for 2 hours. I promised my wife I'll cook tonight. So the house by industrial. Now, when you compare that, it's not even two of the same cigar. It's apple to oranges. It's apple to oranges. The house by industrial is a very sweet and enjoyable cigar. It's actually lighter. It's actually more playful in a way. This cigar is like a guy dressed in a suit with tall hats, walking around and says, "Oh, you peasants!" The other one is like your next door neighborhood teenagers, right? Want to invite you to go play some basketball or something. So it's like, in not doing apples with apples. They're not the same type of cigar. I think the enjoyment for both are not the same. For example, I will smoke the house while hanging out with friends, drinking beer or whatever, right? I will smoke this when I'm reading a book, when I, in a business meeting, when I go to a dinner, that allows me to smoke like a steak or something like that. That's a cigar. You're talking about $30-something cigars, and you wouldn't want to smoke this in a situation where you chat with friends and stuff like that. Why? Because when you do that, let's be very honest, okay? If we're chatting with a lot of people, we tend to forget to pay that much attention to the flavor of the cigar. Right? Over that 1 hour, I would say 40% of the time, you are just doing muscle memory. You're taking another puff to keep it going. You're not really enjoy every single puff of that cigar. So you just need the cigar to be pleasant and not bad enough where you caught your attention that this tastes bad. Right? So when you hang out with a friend, that's what I would think. Right? You want a cigar that's under $15 and then you can enjoy it and doesn't give you a bad taste in the mouth. Something like this is $34. You want to be able to pay that attention to the flavor, every single puff of it. Because every puff is like, 50 cents. Maybe less than that. I don't know, 10 cents. You know what I'm saying? Like every puff is money. So you really want to taste that, It's like, you wouldn't want to go hang out with a bunch of friends and go eat French cuisine. You're never going to get full. In fact, after that, you never get to talk. You never get to do anything. You're focusing on that little tray of food 15 times. And then at the end of that, you're like, let's go to Burger King. I'm still hungry. This is one of those. You don't want to do it while you're doing something really busy where you cannot focus on the flavor. The house, I can smoke that anytime, any situation, because I know that I enjoy the flavor and I don't have to pay attention to it. Not expensive, not where I go, oh my God, did I just smoke through this cigar and forgot to taste it? This is one that you need to taste. Okay. So just putting it out there, when you compare cigars, not only you want to compare to the same type of cigar, same type of price range and the use of it. And I can see that they are making the cigar for people to have a drink, go with it, and just relax on their own. Really do nothing. Right? Quiet time. I don't want to hear the world. I don't want to hear crap. I don't want to check my email. I just want to drink and I want to smoke. I don't want to hear a thing. Something like that. Or maybe, you know, I will smoke this while playing, I don't know, poker. Where you want to kind of block out all the signals that they don't want. You gotta have poker face. Again, pick up your cigar. People, you know, toss their blinds. You're like, you peasants, all in. You know, something like that. So, uh, it's that kind of cigar. I'm not saying that you know, the cigar really have that distinguished class. I'm just saying that it feels like the use of it are different, right? So, yeah, this cigar, it's got that flavor. It's got that transition. It's got that look, the feel to it that you want to pay attention to this. So far, still pretty good. Burn line is not too bad. Good mascara line as well. There is like a dark line around it. Ash are okay. Smoke climbs. Good smoke output. Like I said, the draw is fine. The cap, however, is kind of very iffy. The cap is so little. It only got cut this much off. The cap is so little, so you cannot have those really sharp cuts. See how that? All I have is a little bit left. If I cut any more than that, it's gonna unravel. It's gotta unravel. You see that? You see that? The cap is very tiny. So that's one thing I feel like they should have a little bit more thing, because some people like to cut this really slant angle, like really slanted angle. But I don't even see there's enough cap for me to cut at that angle. I don't see that. There's not enough area for me to cut like that slanted for a torpedo. Because you know, Perfecto is really torpedo on one side, right? But I mean, torpedo with two sides, both sides ended like that. That's a Perfecto. So it didn't give me enough to where I can cut it really in an angle like a torpedo because the cap are so tiny. Yeah, this is one thing you gotta be very careful of when you cut this cigar. Now, today is pretty annoying for me because I got one of those like download warning thing from Verizon. What happened? Because my wife wanted to watch this movie, and then you know I decided, what, go to one of the Chinese sites, download it, and I got one of those warnings. Hey, got warned. Shouldn't be downloading. It's like I don't mind to buy it. It's not out. Not on one of those things that I have. So I couldn't rent it. So, but you know, after that I was like, you know what? I really should pay attention to what I do online. A lot of times, being Asian, we serve all kind of weird sites and stuff like that. I did end up purchasing VPN today. I'm not gonna advertise it because it's not my job to. I'm just telling you I did. Purchased like 2 years of VPN. Now, VPN is useful for me, so when I travel, I can use it. But I just hate it how slow it is. I don't like VPN because how slow it is. Now, don't go to the comment and tell me which VPNs are better and is faster and whatever. I don't need to know. Like I said, I'm just saying that I did and end up doing it because it's so annoying to have to deal with that. I'm not here to advertise anybody. So I already bought it, and I don't need to know what other VPNs are better because I already bought it. I'm just saying that it's slow as hell. I can barely play a game. It's so really annoying. So I will just use that for others. You know what? One thing I do use it for is whenever I buy my models, I go to this specific website that is in Japan. And a lot of time they will tell you, like if you're from any other region, they'll tell you that you need to go look at your local website, which doesn't have what I want. Before, if you refresh it, it'll continue to go to the Japanese website. Now it no longer does that. Now it no longer does that. It's been like that for like a month. And I kind of missed a lot of things that I want to purchase. And by using the VPN today, I was able to do that. So, you know, that's one thing resolved. But again, is it worth my money? Probably not. Probably not. I wanted to chance me using it all the time. No, probably not. Anyways, so back to the cigar. I would say that's 1/3. I would say that's 1/3, right? I would say that's 1/3 now. Now, 1/3 from very strict flavor of oak, pepper, and maybe some nuts to progressively sweeter, more berry-like flavor, more cedary, and a little bit salty. I will even say that's like almost salty caramel, but salty flavor. It got more tasty. Got me to a little salivate a little bit. It got more tasty. It got more enjoyable, and it's obvious, right? Because now you're burning more tobacco overall. Beginning, there's only a little bit, and you're burning more tobacco as you go. You got to get more of that flavor, right? So yeah, I like this kind of transition, right? Transition is good because it doesn't make a cigar boring. So now it starts to taste good. It starts to taste better. There's more range of notes going on. Sweeter. But at the same time, I feel like the strength picked up a little bit, so it's about medium. Yeah. When you say salty, you usually think of salty caramel because the sweetness with the saltiness kind of combine. It makes you think of this like salty caramel because caramel also gives you that little bit of bitterness too. So overall, right now, I will say it tastes better. But is it that much different from a standard Churchill? Is it? Not really, because that's how the Winston Churchill tastes like. That's how Winston Churchill tastes like. Yeah. That's how Winston Churchill tastes like. Well, I feel like this one is a little bit more bold. A little bit more flavor. Okay, so what is the point to spend more money on this? Basically saying that I'm a big fan. I'm willing to pay $10 more per cigar to smoke something better than yours. All right? You have gotten yourself to $22 mark. I got myself to a $300 mark. You know, something like that. Because it kind of tasted the same. But if you like transition, you'll get that from here because you get from less tobacco to more tobacco, right? So you gotta, your extra $10 buys you this transition. It's like magic, right? Because when you smoke the regular Churchill, you just gotta get that throughout. The transition is not that dramatic. What ring gauge is that? Like I mentioned before, this ring gauge is, I believe, 1 second, go back to it. Go back to it. 5 7/8 by 61. So 61 ring gauge. Very close. Very close. Right? To, what's that, the 4 inch? So it's got that more bold flavor. But it's the same flavor. Right? And you buy that transition. You pay extra $10 for that transition and more bold flavor. Now the cigar is more of a medium-ish cigar, but the flavor is out there. It's comparable to the strain. Very good flavor. I mean, the flavor is good. So it is bigger. It is fatter than a standard Toro or a Gordo. It's big. 61 is pretty big. Right? 5.88 inches. Extra $12 per cigar. Extra $12. There is inherited. It's limited. We spend more money for your box. We spend more money on packaging. It's obviously harder to roll a Perfecto than a Toro. That. You get that. Whether or not that $12 worth it to you, it's up to you to decide because you can get the same flavor or very close to the same for $22 with the standard Toro. Is it more enjoyable than the Robusto version? I will say yes. I mean, the Robusto one is good, but it's lacking a little bit here and there. This one does taste better than the Robusto version of it. Yeah. It's very close to the Toro. So, price range, you kind of have to decide what on us. Now, if you buy one cigar, obviously it's not worth it. It's $34. You pay extra $12. You don't have the box. There's nothing justifying that extra cost, right? Let's say if the box costs extra $2 per cigar, okay, all right, fine. But what about $10? What about that $10? That $10 you're buying for a hardest to roll, extra band, and the rest you're paying probably $8 more for nothing for the exclusivity. Yeah, because they only make so many boxes. Yeah, so exclusively that's what you're paying for. That's like when you go to a lounge, somebody's smoking a Winston Churchill Toro, and you pull this out, you're like, yeah, the size will grab your attention right away. How fat it is will grab your attention right away. Right? Covers my eyes. It's like a mosaic. So you'll grab your attention right away. Yeah, I mean, that you have. You have that. So if you want some attention, yeah, this will get you a conversation starter. Oh, is that the LE 2022? Yeah, you'll get that conversation starter. Oh yeah, it is. Oh, I heard that was expensive. Yeah, it's $34. Right? And that's what you're buying for. That's what you paid for. And a lot of time, just wrap this up a little. I mean, kind of reverse a little. A lot of times I smoke a lot of very expensive cigars. And people always ask, if you watch the live, people ask like Tony, well, what do you think this cigar is worth that price? This cigar is worth that price, or that cigar is worth that price? Many of the time, not. Unicorn worth $100? No, unicorn is really at most, I think, $30. Right? To me, it feels like at most $30 cigar. But you pay $100 for it. Because there is only so many. Right? Supply and demand. There's only so many. So you gotta pay $100 for it. At least, for me, that's the $30 cigar. Is Oro Blanco worth $500? Is it good? Yeah. Is it $500 good? No. Not. But if you smoke it to celebrate something that's as important as $500 at that point, yeah, I guess that would be, because now you has marked your celebration with a $500. Right? Just think of it this way: if you win Olympic, the winning itself being marked by your gold medal, and that gold medal could be $1,200, $10,000, whatever that cost was. That expense is used to mark the celebration of your winning. Yeah, turn of gold itself, material of that gold, it's not worth that much, but because they worked on it and it's marked for Olympic, then yeah, you have that value. Cigars the same way. Orange Blanco, if you just smoke it for the heck of it, you're smoking about a $100 cigar, but you pay $500 for it. Right? If you have something good to celebrate, you mark it with a $500 bill, yeah, worth $500. But if you just want to buy it to review it, you just lost $500. Congratulations. You have just marked $500 non-tax deductible review item. I don't think you can mark off cigar costs for tax. Right? $500 you just wasted to make that one episode. I hope your episode makes you $500. I don't think so. I don't think my episode of me smoking the oral ever got that much view. You can take a look. I don't think so. So the episode where I marked for Oro Blanco, you look. It was the end of year one. So one. Still going? Hold on. All right, here we go. My Oro Blanco video has 426 views. Whereas my 30-second review for the Oro Blanco will literally just tell you whatever you need to know. Has 1.2 thousand reviews. So 1,200 views. And that's all you gotta get. Is that enough for to earn your $500? I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. Okay? So you best just smoke it as a celebration. Do not, okay, again, do not try to buy an Oro Blanco for the sake of reviewing. There is a reason why you don't see a lot of Oro Blanco on cigar reviews on YouTube, because it's not worth that $500. You're not gonna get your investment back. It's not worth it. Okay. I hope that answers the question. It's really not worth it. But if you mark it with something that you feel is worth that, then yeah, I guess so. So this is a smaller investment. I mean, you put $34 for a review of a cigar. I can understand it. Okay. It tastes good. Yeah, tastes pretty good. And now it's almost halfway point. I can tell you that the strength ramped up a little bit. I will say it's closer to full now. Closer to full because you're getting a lot of that. Getting a lot of that strength and flavor. More tobacco. Right? More tobacco. So yeah, this could be a relaxation cigar, but it's definitely not like holy shit. Spend $34 to buy it. Absolutely amazing. This cigar is still a $22. But overall, the presentation looked amazing. It got me feel like the $340 was well spent. Yeah. But then again, I personally bought a lot of Davidoffs. So for me, that feel like a normal Davidoff price. Right? I got a cigar for Year of the Tiger for more than that. It's $400 something. So people who are used to this price, it's not gonna feel too much. Like it's like the difference is like you buying a Burger King and you supersized it, king sized it. But you're not gonna feel like significantly more. It's not gonna be more significantly amazing. Is it $12 more amazing? No. No. So what does that tell you? So far, tastes good. You can find it. Don't worry about it. Go buy a regular Churchill. Go buy a regular Toro size Churchill. You're gonna enjoy just as much, if more worth it. If it's not more worth it, you're gonna get $22 worth of it. The cigar just looks good. So if presentation to you is what, $12, yeah, it's gotta be worth it. All Davidoff full? No. Davidoff starts at medium, and majority of them are medium. Well, if you talk about late hours and stuff like that, yeah, those are full, right? If you talk about something like Signature 2000 that I usually smoke, that's like mild plus, at best medium. right? Anniversario, barely medium, barely medium, right? And I can see why, I can see why Davidoff, something like the Pequin, they are full, right? I can see why they want to make a medium cigar rather than a mild cigar because you're paying that kind of price for it. You really want a cigar that give you that oomph, right? You don't want a cigar that barely tastes like anything. So I can see, like, majority of cigar companies like to make a at least mild plus cigar, right? At least a medium cigar, because you're paying that price. You're paying $8, $10. Yeah, okay. If you buy a bundle of cigar and then you pay about $4 or $5 for it, it's okay to be a mild cigar. But if you're paying like $8, $10, $15 for a cigar, it better be at least medium because what am I paying for? What am I paying for? At least give me some nicotine, right? So you're gonna get that. You're gonna get that. So at 53 minutes, take away 5 minutes, about the 48 minute, we're halfway through. And it looks like there's a lot more, but you gotta know that it tapers back down, right? So I don't think it's gonna be significantly more. Take this band off. I think the ash is gonna fall. I mean, looks like a poop. But hey, from here on, it's gonna taper down. It's not gonna be much left. And really, you don't smoke this part anyway. So I would say, that's only last third left, really. It still tastes good? Yes. It gives me this. Ooh, the ash just fell. It give me this. I think this is slightly different from the other one. Is that it has a little bit reminiscing of octopus ink flavor. I don't know if anybody eat octopus ink before. It has a little bit of that flavor. It's not an unpleasant flavor. It's, in fact, Japanese people put octopus ink in rice as a flavor. All still good. Smoke output, very good. Again, there's still that salty flavor. There's still a little bit of berry somewhere. Bold, oak, and cedar. Yep, it's a little bit of toasty nuts somewhere. But you can tell that saltiness right away. And the saltiness is there for sure. For sure. So yeah, that depends on what you like. I think that for majority of people, you will be satisfied with just buying a standard Toro sized Winston Churchill. You're gonna get the same experience. And I remember watching some of this live a while back uh, for the show, and I mentioned that Winston Churchill is not a representing cigar for Davidoff. Davidoff was just famous of making it using that name. But if you want to say, hey, does this cigar show me what is there to offer for Davidoff for us? Winston Churchill wouldn't be one that will say, hey, go try that. You'll be absolutely blown away. I would say go try Yamasa. I would say go try the late hour. Those two really showcased it. This one, it tastes good. I wouldn't say that represents everything that they do. Qualities are pretty well. I mean, it does show the craftsmanship. It does show. They do pay attention to this, attention to detail. Overall, the selection of the wrapper is even. It's good looking. It does give you a little bit of luxury and impressiveness. Again, you gotta ask yourself, do I want to pay $10 more every time I smoke one? Do I want to pay $10 more every time I smoke one? And I was supposed not. That's why I would recommend people, if you collect them, sure, go buy a box. You know, it's good collection. Even if you empty it out, it's still a good box. You put other stuff in there with another Winston Churchill in there. Doesn't have to be a perfecto. You'll fit. But if you just want to smoke it, you know, just try one. Yeah, just buy one. Just buy one. In fact, buy one of those and buy a few more of the Toros just to compare. You'll see that they are very similar, with the exception that this one is gonna go through less tobacco to more tobacco, so you're gonna get that transition. You're gonna get more bold flavor. Maybe you're gonna get more strength. It really depends on the person, right? Now, when you have a bunch of cigar on the table on the ashtray, this cigar will take a stand, right? It will be the center of that attention right there. The late hour is full. The late hour, I will say, is full cigar. Full and full throughout. Full. Full cigar. In fact, some people get caught off guard when they're smoking late hour because it tastes so good. You gotta take a few extra puffs here and there. I usually take 2 puffs. One is kind of prime it. The other one will burn around that, around the outside of it. So I usually take 2 puffs. But when you do that on late hours, sometimes it'll catch you afterward. It will catch you like, oh my god, I kind of had to slow down. The late hour is definitely a full. It tastes good. Definitely good. Steak, coffee, bourbon, rye, maybe rum. Enjoyable, very enjoyable. But like I say, because there is a replacement, there are some other things that you can get for way cheaper. I would say just go with that. Just go with that. I mean, it's Davidoff. You know you got to overpay. Pay for the feel. You pay for the prestigeness. Pay for the luxury. You pay for the presentation. You pay for that aura when you put this down on the table, and then that will be the biggest cigar on the table. With the exception if Taylor's around, you had a freaking digger on the table. Yeah, then everybody's gotta look at that digger. But if you have this on the table, who's gonna look at it? Because it does look bigger than it is. It does look bigger. It looks very fat. I mean, if this cigar was right next to the inch, they look very similar. I wish I have an inch to compare with here. Fine. If I have an inch right here, that I might. I have an inch. Yeah, you guys know that I don't really organize my the cigars near my table. Go back in there. Continue to give me. I swear I have an inch somewhere. But here's a comparison. Like this one with this one. Poppy Van Winkle. Poppy Van Winkle. From Hashimoto. It's a very big cigar, right? I would say that's pretty big. But if you compare the thickness, this still look like it's bigger. And it is. I mean, by a few gauges, it is. But like I say, if this is on the table, this one will stick out like a sore thumb. It's just gotta be there. You're like, that cigar looks fat. That cigar looks fat. Especially if you're holding it and you kind of cover the mouth part, that cigar looks thick. Right? That cigar looks thick. I swear I have cigars everywhere. Oh, there it is. This is an inch. This is an inch. They are that similar. Look at that. They are very similar. Like if I cover the top, they are almost the same. Right? So you're gonna that's gotta be on the table. It's gotta have that stand. It's gotta have that place that people say, "Oh my god, that cigar." And sometimes I forget what cigar I have. I just like I put them away and have some other cigar. Davidoff. I probably still have to review this. I felt like I reviewed this before, the poppy stick, like the big poppy. I remember smoking it once, didn't like it. More like collection. And I have to still smoke this. Adoria. And one day, I know I will get around to smoke one of these again. This is the Gurkha 15-year aged reserve. You have too many cigar, you don't know what's in here. Put it away and you forget. Never forget about it. Never forget about it. So nothing for Martin. Martin. Martin, just skip this. Don't even review this. Okay? Because it tastes just like a Winston Churchill. Right? And I don't think Martin is particularly impressed by any Davidoff cigars anyway. So it would be a very bad $34 for him to spend because it wouldn't be a particular reviews. Yes, you still get the spice. In fact, if you do the retro hill, you're gonna get that sharpness to your nose. Pepper, the sharp spiciness to your nose. The flavor of pepper goes away, but that burn is there. And you do get a little bit more cedar if you do retro hill. Okay, so yeah, you still get that on your retro hill. Now, I don't particularly like pepper overall for my cigars. So if I know that's gonna burn my nose, I don't retro hill as much as. Okay. So 1 hour in, I think about another 15-20 minutes left. So yeah, enjoyable, good cigar, good presentation. It's got that overall. How do you say how do you describe it? It has its presence on the table if you put it on the table, right? A conversation starter and all that stuff. Again, in the end, I think you'll feel the same with a Toro. You gotta have the same amount of enjoyment with the Toro. You at that point you gotta ask yourself, is the impressiveness worth your extra $12? Do you think you gotta get even more impressed with that $12? I don't think so. I really don't. I really don't think so. I think that tastes just like it. looks badass. It looks as a gift. It will look super good as a gift. But that's pretty much it. Like I mean, if this is gonna be in category of worth it, it will be as a gift. As a gift, is worth it. Yeah, that berry sweetness is very close to a grape. Almost like wine, like a fermented wine flavor. More of that berry. I want to describe it. But yeah, in the end, is is it worth it? It's up to you because I already tell you, you can get the same flavor on another cigar, which pretty much have the same stuff, $12 less per cigar, and they add up. Add up. It's good. Yeah, it does taste good. It does taste good. It's enjoyable. The last third, you can really feel like this is closer to it. Last third, you can really feel it. Last third, you can really taste that overall. And when I say, salty caramel, that has a little bitterness. Last third, because so close, when you take a draw, you gotta burn a little bit. So you get that little bit of bitterness as well. But that salty caramel is there. Yeah. And you get that end product of that bitterness. Now the bitterness lingers though. But then it kind of reminds you to kind of clear your palate for another draw. So yeah. Unless you're giving it to somebody, don't buy a box. Unless you're giving it as a gift or collecting it, that you don't care how much it is, don't buy a box. Just I want to try and compare it to the Toro. I feel like you're gonna say that's very cool. How many of us are like that expert in palette, in notes, that we can tell slight like minimum difference over that 1 hour. Now, if I tell you can earn $10 an hour extra at work, that's pretty much what this is. You will say that's a difference. $10 an hour at work, extra at work, that's different. So if you can save $10 an hour working this, technically you gain $10 back for smoking a Toro. So I would say just go with it. By the way, everybody who get President's Days off, enjoy your President's Day. I feel like because a lot of people have been working from home and stay home for so long that holidays don't really have that meaning anymore. Right? Your kids at home because they can work from home at least half the week now, something like that, unless you have physical work. That holiday celebration, you can't go anywhere, really kind of lost its meaning. My wife's been complaining. It's like, why is US don't have that much? But it makes no difference. She's at home. So I feel like, if you have a holiday, make it a mission this year to celebrate something. I don't know, President's Day is usually what President's Day sale. Go out there and shop. Go do something. I think that's gotta change your mood, change the way you see things, kind of enlighten you in a different way a little bit, because we stick at home so much that, don't you feel like we have more Karen in this world right now? I think it's because we all don't talk to enough people anymore. Right? We don't talk to enough people anymore. You just buy something on Amazon, you don't like it, you complain, Amazon refund you like that. And you almost feel like, well, not you, but the Karens. Feel like that should be the way it is everywhere. The human element is gone. Go out there, you don't like it, you complain because you know that you gotta get something out of it. If you complain. But you forgot that behind the counter that you're yelling at the human being, right? You forgot that you're talking to another human being, and whatever your problem is no fault of this person that you're talking. The person that you're talking to didn't do it to you, right? For example, for those people that know, recently I took a trip to Texas. I canceled one after another. I'm frustrated. Right? I'm talking to a lot of people. I get my concierge on it and all that stuff. I'm frustrated. Had I been on the phone talking to a service member, I will probably say someone that is loud and demanding. But I forgot that the person over the phone didn't do this to you. They're just over the phone. They just found out you have an issue. Just this moment that you called them. You waited an hour, you're pissed. You waited 2 hours, you're pissed. You're yelling and say, what the hell is going on? But you forgot that this person over the phone didn't do it to you. In fact, this person that you spoke to might not even have the ability to solve your problem. I mean, what is she supposed to do? Or him or her, what are they supposed to do? Call the main corporate and says, you must fly this flight right now because my customer's angry. They can't do that. And you know that. But we forget that. We forget all of that. We're just like, I want this problem resolved now. Give me another flight. Right? And just because she can give you another flight and you got canceled, you'll be like, what the hell? This lady just gave me another flight. It's not canceled. You call them again and says, this lady just booked me another flight. It got canceled. Well, it's not that lady's fault. We forgot about that. We don't think about it. It's not like her. It's like, hey, I just booked another flight for Val. I'm gonna cancel it now. Right? She's not doing that. Forgot all of that. Human element has been destroyed over internet, over COVID. We forgot there's somebody else. Now, in fact, we go to our local shop, buy coffee, you get angry at people. You forgot that person might be your neighbor. Forgot all about that. You're just angry. And that's the part where I think 2022, I'll make as a goal to regain that human element, to understand, to give them benefit of the doubt that sometimes it's without their control. It's not something they could resolve for you. Talk to them nicely. They might go above and beyond to help you. Right? Now, I did complain about my hotel, but I did it in a way as an email. Like I say, it's of no fault of anybody, but it was below my expectation. I sent an email. I didn't have to call and yell at anybody. In the email, I listed out what I enjoy and what I did not enjoy and felt like that was out of a typical hotel hospitality. And they refunded me some money for my hotel. That didn't have to yell at anybody. Right? I was at a hotel when I was trying to book and I demanded an upgrade to an executive room. When the lady told me that she couldn't, I just said, oh, that's fine. I'm not going to force you to do something that you cannot do. Right? I'm not going to force you to do something you cannot do. It's the room that you give me. Okay, I'll stay in this one. Because I know I'm only going to stay there a few hours a day. And I can complain afterward. To someone that might have control, the people in the front have no control whatsoever. They can't do anything. The computer is limited. They can't do anything. In fact, if they do anything over their level of service, they might be in trouble. They might have to be responsible for it. They might get fired. That's not worth it. Right? That's not worth it. All those things like yelling at people, try to attack them physically and all that stuff. How is that going to solve an issue? How's that solve an issue? Like, road rage, You try to go in front of the car and brake check them. How is that gonna solve an issue? Okay, you got into an accident. Now, next thing you know, you gotta park to the side. You're wasting more time. You might have damage in your car. Now you have to file insurance. How is that solving the issue? It doesn't. It does not solve any issues. So that's particularly my goal this year is to remember that on the other side, they can only do so much for you, and it's not to their fault because they're just working. They're just working. If you want to really blame somebody for bad service, go talk to the CEO. They decided that's the rule. They decided that this is how their company is going to operate. And they can decide whether or not profit versus, amenity was worth it. Right? So, let it be. I mean, in fact, here's a good example. Michael, every time I had a meet, he will go there and he will rent a car. Now, twice already, I heard that whatever he was booking for, he booked a van, whatever. They never give him what he wants. They just give him a sedan. Right? But he wasn't angry or anything. Hey, Brian. He wasn't angry. He just like, okay, I'll take it. Whatever. It's so stupid, but I'll take it. He'll whine about it. But he knows there's nothing they can do. It's not like they can go, magic. Now there's a van. They couldn't do that. And in fact, they gave him a Charger during the snow season in Texas. I thought it was pretty funny. Here's a sports car with a sports rear-wheel drive. There you go. Outside it's full of snow and ice. Good luck. It's not like they want to do that. They don't have anything available. They try to give you your money worth and think that you might be more happy driving a sports car. Unfortunately, there is snow or ice, right? They don't think about that. It's not to their fault. That's what they have available. Not their fault. What I think would be people's fault is that mailman purposely forget your package somewhere. That I think is their fault. Not paying attention. Right? If I have something that's scheduled to be delivered and you have it in your truck and you forgot to deliver it to me, that's kind of your fault. Right? Because I don't know if my package is lost or whatever. It says it's got to be delivered today. I spend the time and whatever to be here. You as a delivery person, I hope that you pay that attention, right? I would say that's their fault, but they can only do so much. They're not gonna come back to deliver for you. Last week I ordered Burger King. I ordered Burger King and they missed a sandwich. The chicken sandwich for my wife. My burger's in there, but my wife's sandwich is not. And I called them back. It's like, hey, it's not in there. And they couldn't re-deliver it. They gave me all this issue. At the end, I just drove down and picked it up. Now, it kind of defeat the point of ordering delivery if I had to go out too. So I did complain about that. I was like, when you guys miss something like that, it defeats the point of me ordering a delivery and pay tip, right? But in the end, I feel like, oh, it's not really their fault. They missed. They just delivered. The bag was sealed, so technically BK's fault for forgetting it. But when I go to BK and pick it up, I didn't even get angry. But I said, yeah, you guys missed me a sandwich, and they literally have it packed in the bag. I said, hey, there you go, that's yours. I took it and I just go. There's no reason to waste more time. There is one, however, I got angry though, because I got called a liar and got belittled a little. And for those people who looked at my Twitch account, I have good night, Jeff. For those people who look at my Twitch account, I did complain about it. It's Panera. I told them that something's missing. She told me that the manager definitely put it in there. And I was kind of angry. I was like, I told you that it's not here, regardless what the issue was. Not in here. And it was over a cookie and a bag of chips. Right? It's not a big deal how you apologized and tell me that I'm sorry we missed it and work something out. But instead of doing that, over the phone they kind of call me a liar. It's like, hey, we definitely put it in there. So I have everything on the table and it's not here. And I didn't even complain about the part where the way they pack it, the soup is all spilled. I got 2 half soups. Right? I just like, it's missing cookie. My wife really wanted that cookie. That's the only thing that she really wanted it from that order. It's missing a cookie. Now, if they tell me to go pick it up, I probably would. It's like a 8-minute drive. But instead of that, they call me a liar. It's like, yeah, we have it in there. Definitely did. But I'm telling you that it's not here. So over the phone, she's like, okay, we will get a driver and deliver your 1 cookie. But it's gonna take like 30 minutes. I was like, it doesn't matter how long it takes. So long as you guys have time, just delivering another cookie. It's fine. But it's very belittling that I felt angry. I felt angry. So I went on Twitter, and I just posted to their thing. I was like, Panera, you guys, that's good service, right? You guys just had to belittle your customers. In the end, they give me $5 credit for my trouble and said hopefully they would re-deliver it. I was like, okay, fine. And I waited another 90 minutes, and there was nothing. And I was like, I'll call back. I just want to follow up. You guys say it's about 30 minutes. I don't know if you guys are still delivering this or what. And then went all those things, and then finally got to a manager who's the one that said she definitely packed it. Says, yeah, we just can't find a driver. Blah blah blah. I was like, in that case, don't set an expectation of 30 minutes, right? I already say whenever, but at least let me know. Waiting on a cookie. I just go down and pick it up. Again, that also have the issue of like me paying tips and all that stuff. Kind of defeat the point. Which I don't blame the delivery guy. I no part I blame the delivery guy because the delivery guy didn't pack it unless he ate it. I don't think he would. So no, I continue to complain. It's like, hey, now it's 90 minutes, and you guys, the people over the phone, still very condescending. And then we have Panera service people over the Twitter part. It was like, all right, I will give you $5. Why don't we just order another one, have them delivered? And I was like, at that part, why am I getting condescending, like belittled again for a cookie? Really, I think it's already petty that I have to talk about a cookie. And I was like, is this some sort of punishment? They're like, why? We'll give you $5. I was like, the cookie and the bag of chip alone is $5. And I had to pay delivery. I had to pay tip too, because I'm not gonna have the delivery guy come over and not tip it. Is there some sort of like a new punishment? Like, hey, your fault, but I gotta pay extra to get you to re-deliver. Few bucks, not really a big deal. But what I did not like is how condescending it was. How much I felt, someone that's begging over a cookie. If they say, hey, I'm sorry, we really can't find a driver right now. Can you come down and pick it up? I probably would. But they didn't give me that, They just basically says, hey, okay, shut up. Wait. All right, we'll get it to you. Eventually, they did have somebody deliver it. I think it's one of the workers. I felt bad because the worker came. She cannot speak English. She just showed me a paper. Is that yours? I was like, yeah, I think so. It's probably a cookie in the bag of chips, right? She's like, no, speak English. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I think this is for me. And then she ran. And then I was like, okay, our cookie's here. But I just don't think that's how our business should be operated. I do feel like somewhat of Karen of that. But what they need to understand is that you'd have defeated my purpose of ordering a delivery. Try to be nice. The whole time the manager did not want to get on the phone, really. She's the one that's packing it. And I'm pretty sure she realized that she had packed it wrong. Because you guys have cameras, right? Like, all those Panera, they have camera. You can see whether or not you put it in the wrong bag. I can guarantee it's not there. So, in the end, that further reminds me, Tony, you just need to calm down. Cookie, go to the store. I feel like if I go to the store, it'll be even worse because if I didn't talk to me that way in person, I'll probably get angry. I would get angry. Feel like there's something that should be resolved with the corporate rather than them because at the point, they're not going to admit that they have made that mistake. But it was a lot quicker and probably would have solved the problem on that spot in 8 minutes had I go down there. And I should have done that. I should have done that instead. I should have drove down, pick it up, and ignore the whole thing. But I also feel like that would keep me from ordering from this store again because how the service is done. I mean, you guys are in the service industry. You should know that at this point, I just try to resolve the problem rather than pointing fingers. I definitely put it in there. Or the customer already told you it's missing for whatever reason. Your company policy is what? Another one, or is it give credit or whatever? Right? If they give me a credit, it says okay, we'll refund you that on your thing, and I will just drive down and buy another one. But they didn't do that. They was okay, we'll give you this reward for your next purchase, blah blah blah, and then they have promised to re-deliver it. They didn't do that. Don't promise me that. Just say I'll give you a refund if you want it. You can come and pick it up. Blah blah blah. I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah, I think that's I think I want to bring it out there. I wanted people to know that we have lost that human element, we have lost that courtesy, we have lost that respecting another human being kind of thing. I'm not saying everyone, I'm saying including myself. And I think that for 2022 we should try to get that. Try to earn it. Back for everybody. Understand that everybody has a job and it's not always appearing. How annoying it is, how much more work it is, how much just people forget that, take it for granted. Service, we have done it, whatever, right? We just have to remember that there is such thing. We have to kind of respect that other people are doing work. There's a reason for policies, all of that. Not too much. Now it's more peppery than anything. And yeah, the Russians who decided to post all those crap on my chat, you really shouldn't pick this one to do it because nobody can understand it. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're just wasting chat space. It's just making me keep bending all those accounts. It's stupid, right? But yeah, I think that kind of reminds people to give another thought. Right? Give another thought. And I'll be better. I'll be better. Can't really complain about other people being bad if we don't get better, right? Do that. Anyways, at the end of the cigar, let's kind of summarize. It's a $34 cigar. It's 61 gauge. It's huge cigar. It's got its presence. It looks cool. The presentation is great. The box is good. It's $34 a cigar. All right. Whereas you can get the same flavor probably with a Toro. You're gonna save about $12 if you bought the Toro. And this one I would recommend for people to go with bourbon or coffee. And obviously you can drink whatever you want, but bourbon and coffee, best combination. Got oak, got cedar, it's got good flavor, it's got a little bit salty caramel, it's got a little bit berry somewhere, and it's got pepper. Right? Smoke time is roughly about an hour and 20 something minutes. So roughly a little bit less than the Toro, I would say, because Toro usually give me a little bit more than that. If you're gonna buy this just to smoke, I recommend you buy one single stick and find out whether or not you like it enough to pay that extra $12 per cigar. The best reason to buy a box is if you're gonna collect this, or if you're gonna give as a gift. Collect or give as a gift, right? If you just want to, like, this cigar is gonna taste like significantly better for $12 more cigar, you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get that. Okay. The cigar strength went from medium, no, just under medium to, and then once you hit the halfway point, you start to get deep. So you're looking at full cigar. Okay. Um, Other than that, that's pretty much it for the cigar. All right. I hope you guys enjoy this review or opinion and my rant. Going off topic a little bit. Usually I don't say this kind of stuff. Yeah, but if you like it, thumbs up, subscribe, so you can know that when we have a chat, we do have chat every Wednesday, every Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern time for about 2 hours. Join us, have fun. If you want to join Shadow Smokes Legion, find a member. There's always a member somewhere in the chat somewhere. Go find one, chat with your local people. Go on Instagram. We have hashtag Shadow Smokes Legion. You'll find another Shadow Smoke Legion member that might invite you in your local area. Join us. For that, have a good long weekend or one more day. Enjoy your President's Day. Talk to you later.